The significance of this candidacy lies not within a single campaign in a single district of this nation. I now join a slate of 6 LaRouche Democrat candidates who will be waging one unified campaign to provide the necessary factor of leadership required to remedy the now otherwise disastrous political and economic situation. Even as it has yet to be decided exactly where the congressional districts' lines will be drawn in several states, more urgent factors than pragmatic political ones have hastened the decision to immediately launch this campaign. Due to the cowardice of congressional Democrats in refusing to oust Obama and pass a restoration of the original 1933 Glass-Steagall banking reform law, the rage of the American electorate has brought into Congress a disastrous slew of budget-cutting Republicans. President Obama, in an act that reflects his own perceived political upper hand in this new arrangement, has already set to work in tandem with a majority of Republicans pushing a bone-crushing austerity agenda aimed directly at the lives of the American people. It is high time that this psychotic reincarnation of the Emperor Nero should be removed for the safety of the American people before it is too late, and it is time for sanity to be restored to the U.S. Congress. With a global economic breakdown endgame now on our doorsteps, what is unmistakably clear is that only a fight for a national solution, invoking the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, can rescue this nation from peril. The era of trillions in hyperinflationary bailouts and the constant drive toward the dictatorial shutdown of entire communities and elimination of social safety nets must end. I appeal to you, the voter and American citizen, to join this fight now, to bring the following actions into play. First, invoking Section 4 of the 25th Amendment to remove Obama immediately. Second, reinstate the original 1933 Glass-Steagall banking reform, ending the bailout of financial speculators. Only states and cities in distress will be bailed out. And thirdly, build the North American Water and Power Alliance, putting 4 million Americans back to work, creating the economic platform of the future now, and bringing back into play the machine tool industrial capability centered in the upper Midwest region. Thank you.
Greetings from the Pacific Northwest. My name is Dave Christie. I'll be the congressional candidate here in Washington State as a part of a nationwide slate of 6 LaRouche Democrats restoring the virtues of our republic, launching an economic recovery now. We will not wait around until 2012. We won't have a country by then. We are situated here in Washington State less than 500 miles from the jewel of the NWAPA system. NWAPA as the driver for the economic recovery for the next generation. The NWAPA system in the Sawtooth Mountain pump system over in the Sawtooth Mountains of Idaho, this is going to radically transform this region. It will require 23 dams constructed, 26 gigawatts of power for the pumping facilities, and given the connection here between Seattle, Tacoma, the industrial capabilities that lie latent now but will be re-enlivened with this development in the Sawtooth system. However, it's not just this region which will be transformed. This region now will become reintegrated with an international perspective. Behind us, we see some of what the international perspective is now, which is unfortunately shipping containers coming in full of goods from China and Asia, however leaving empty because there's nothing to send them except for Starbucks coffee. Anyway, we will be sending them back with the capital goods and related equipment for the development of Asia as a whole in the reindustrialization policy that will be launched and fed into the NWAPA system here in this region. That is the vision of what Washington can be transformed in this manner. And as we look south, all the way through our partners along the strategic corridor south to San Francisco, California, on through Mexico, we can even look south to South America through the Darien Gap, and we can see the whole West Coast integrated all the way up through our partners in BC, ending the British colonial policy put in place by Adam Smith, propagandized in such tracts as The Wealth of Nations from 1776. But we can extend this development through Alaska, on through the Bering Straits, through Eurasia. And that is what this region can be radically transformed to do. So I ask you to join with me and the 5 other LaRouche Democrats to get this to happen now. We're not going to wait around till the magic moment in 2012 when we are sitting in the Congress. Work with us now to dump our poor, insane president with his narcissist complex, throw him out, bring back Glass-Steagall, kick the British out with the Wall Street bailout process, make sure our states and cities do not have to make the bone-cutting austerity policies that they're doing now. I know the city councils and the governors do not like these kind of cuts, other than this psycho Schwarzenegger down in California. So join with us now. We're not waiting for 2012. These candidates, this slate, represents the fight now.
I'm Diane Sayre, and I'm a candidate for U.S. House of Representatives for the state of New Jersey. While it might appear at first that this is an ordinary campaign announcement by a candidate seeking public office, as Lyndon LaRouche has repeatedly warned you, and as you should know by now, what you see is not even usually what you get. In this case, what you're getting is not one candidate, but a national committee of 6 American patriots who will be running a unified campaign from coast to coast. We're launching our campaigns now, even before some of the congressional district lines have been redrawn, because our nation faces a grave crisis, and we have a deranged dictator, Barack Obama, for president. If the United States continues to be crushed under his pro-British Empire agenda, the whole world has no hope of avoiding a prolonged dark age where billions face death in the relatively short term. Mankind, present and future, can no longer afford these failures. How many thousands of people will be killed by the Nazi-like policies of this current administration, whether they are dying of a totally preventable outbreak of cholera, as in the refugee camps in Haiti, or here at home, where millions of poor, sick, and elderly Americans are victims of Obama's useless eaters policy, as they're being cut off from unemployment compensation, Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Not to mention the destruction of our cities, as Obama's co-thinker, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, is doing, enforcing the layoffs of thousands of first responders in New Jersey's major urban centers. The 6 of us, plus those who join with us from the ranks of current and former elected officials, will constitute a national leadership committee to ever so gently warm the bottoms of the congressman, Harriet Tubman style, to immediately, not in 2012, but the first weeks of the new year, remove President Barack Obama from office under Section 4 of the 25th Amendment, reinstate the FDR Glass-Steagall Act, and break ground on the North American Water and Power Alliance, thus creating 4 million new jobs, but also laying the pathway to explore the edges of the solar system and beyond. Join us.